What happens when you hire an SEO company? Well, usually they're going to go and build links for you. So that's the main part of this video. They're going to go off and they're going to build certain types of links, and hopefully those links increase your website's ranking. Now, they have to go and pay for those links usually. So these are not free. These are things that they've either cultivated through themselves and they have it existing, or they're going out and straight buying it. Or they might be going out and outsourcing certain work. Now, should you be worried about them outsourcing? Not if they know what they're doing. If they know what they're doing, they've streamlined the process and they have someone that they trust who's going to build those links right from the right places, etc. It used to be that links could come from just about anywhere and you'd be okay and your ranking would shoot up. Those days are long gone. Google has changed their algorithm, so that's no longer the case. You have to be very precise and precision-like in the types of links that you build. Also very careful. So if they have outsourcers, that's not a problem. You're not worried about them going and hiring someone else. That's something a lot of companies do. I would say that very few SEO companies do everything in-house. That wouldn't be a good use of their time. So they're going out and they might hire someone from overseas, that's fine. And then they're building those links and they're doing it in a steady and concerted fashion. It's just kind of, it comes in waves. You don't want to build links too fast. So when they say it takes time, it really does take time. That's not something that they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes with. It really does take time, and you have to be careful about it. It's actually, in a way, it's more work, because while they might only have to work on your website, say 20 minutes a day, it's going to be 4 or 5 days a week for the next couple of months. So it's a concerted effort. It's one they've got to do. They probably lump you into a bunch of other clients that they're working on at the same time, but that's just cost to them. That's something that they're putting resources in and doing very specifically for you. If they're a good, reputable company, it really does take time, and there really are expensive resources that they have to harness and control. And when I say expensive resources, sometimes they'll go out and buy aged domain names or specific links from very important high authority sites. These are costs to them, and something that they have to pass on to you, as well as build in their own profit. So they're going out and doing that. It does take time, and it depends on where your website's at. If your website's aged, if it's already ranking decently well, if it's already seen well in Google, those are considerations also. So it's not an overnight process. When they go and take your website, they're going to go and look at it and say, okay, here's their competition. Here's where they currently rank. Here's the links we need to build. Here's what we need to do if we're going to maintain this going forward. They're looking at all that stuff. So that's what they're looking at. It's okay that they hire people. Now, what you don't want is for someone to say, yeah, I'm an SEO company, and then they're going out and hiring someone else that they don't even know if they know what they're doing. And it might just be someone from overseas building a bunch of links, and in the end, you get charged for 4 months until you stop the billing, and nothing ever happens. In fact, you might get penalized because they hired someone that they don't even know what they're doing. So some people are playing that game. What you have to do is you have to look for a reputable SEO company so that you can know that they're doing the things that I originally said they were doing. Now, an SEO company might also work on your on-page optimization. So what this means is stuff like your title tags and the keywords that you're going after are included your website, that your website has several pages, or your website includes content. This is also something that SEO companies do. Now, linking is the primary thing that SEO companies focus on, because it's easier to control, and two, it gets you the most results. Good links will get you the most results. However, an optimized website will pay dividends for you, and it's not that it ranks you well by itself, it's just that it gives you a great starting point to start from and start building those links to. When you've got an optimized site, it makes ranking that much easier. If you don't, you just have to have more to overcome that hurdle. So I think a good SEO company will at least ask you about and see if they can manipulate your website. Now, your design may be particular, or the keywords you have may be particular, so that might introduce sticky points, but it's something to consider. It's certainly a consideration. And the good SEO companies, if your site's already okay, they'll leave it alone. But if your site needs work, which a lot of sites do, or if it's just starting from a horrible platform and it's not ranking well anyway, they might have, overhaul of the site, if you will. So those are all considerations. That's what's going on in the back end. Affordable SEO companies are worth what you pay for them. And when you find a good one, the good thing is you can trust them, and that there's money value in trust, because you don't have to go around looking for other companies. You save time that way, and you also don't have to worry about whether they actually know what they're doing or whether they're even harming your website. I've talked to numerous people who hired someone that said they know what they were doing. All they were doing was being a middleman and saying, I know what I'm doing, hire me. And then what they were doing is passing the work on to someone else, hoping that they could do it and not knowing if they could. And in the end, they could not. So usually when you have those middlemen situations, it's bad. Sometimes the middlemen actually are working, and they're hiring a good SEO company, but you don't know that. So you want to go directly to the SEO company themselves and make sure the people that you're talking to are actually the people that will be working and delegating on your website.